Greetings from the library cavern. I am Aspen Dracaena, your friendly neighborhood Ice Dragon Bookwyrm VTuber. With me tonight is my, hang on. There we go. My lovely fiance, Panda Hiroru.
Hello.
He has not played this game before, whereas I've played it extensively. And I thought it would be fun. Since he likes Power Wash so much, I thought he might be interested in this game too. So we're gonna give it a little start to see what it's like for him. And yeah, it's a lot of fun. Like if you're, I know this game's been around for a while and they have a House Flipper 2 now. But, it's definitely if you like those kind of cleaning sim games, this is probably for you. Mm-hmm. So, it has a lot in common, I would say, in some ways more in common with Crime Scene Cleaner than with Power Wash Simulator.
Really?
In that, it's not just, you're not just cleaning, you're also putting things where they belong and stuff like that. So, except in this game, you get to choose what colors to paint things and what kind of tiles to use. Nice. It's really fun. All right. So, yeah, I hope you all are doing well. It's so good to see you all here already. So let's get started. All right. So here it says, welcome to House Flipper. This game will allow you to buy, renovate, decorate, and sell houses. For now, however, you need to be content with this shack that you can call your office and the laptop that is your command center. Okay, it really is a shack. Look at that. It's a shack.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's that's like $10,000 a month in New York.
Right. So we're going to get rid of some stuff. So a lot of this is just like clicking on things.
Yeah.
And then you've removed everything. Okay. So, time to check emails. So, let's go inside. And this place is trash.
Bachelor pad.
Maybe we can clean it up a little bit. It's bad. So, I'm going to show you a few things. All right, your laptop. The laptop will allow you to find jobs, buy houses, and switch between them. You cannot afford to buy a house yet, but it looks like you already have your first email. Mm-hmm. Okay. So you have, everything's kind of a mess. You have your bed, your lighting. This over here is where you can put like a radiator. Mm-hmm. You can fix your kitchen up.
So we find ourselves living in a shotgun shack. Do we have a large automobile?
It could be. In here is your bathroom. It's lovely.
No wonder someone left this place. Yeah. They have 7 years bad luck with that shattered window.
Right. So this is a like you can attach a radiator or a towel heating unit.
Okay.
So there's all kinds of things you can get. You can it says cleaning not available yet. So we're at the really beginning. Mm-hmm. So we can't really do much here. You can't really clean anything. You can remove things. You can dispose of things. That's kind of nice. I don't know why we have a chainsaw, but interesting. You can get rid of that. Get rid of all that stuff.
Use all that for the conspiracy board.
Yeah. Work means victory. Okay. So let's take a look at what our first job is. All right. Topic: ex-boyfriend stole the radiator from my house.
Okay.
Wonderful. Hello. I'd like to hire your company to put my house in order. I know from photos posted on Face Spam that my ex-boyfriend broke into my house, made a huge mess, and stole the radiator. It is possible that some other things are missing too. Please clean up in the house and replace the missing appliances. I would ask you not to inform the police about the whole matter. I will settle it myself with my ex-boyfriend after returning from a business trip. I do not want to know what that relationship is like. I think we're okay, honey.
I think we're doing all right. Yeah. You never know when a deadite attack can happen. Might we later find ourselves in a beautiful house with a beautiful wife?
Yes.
I hope so. Oh.
You can move your office to a different house you've bought.
Nice.
Alright, so we're going to clean up this house. We're going to make it nice. Alright, we've unlocked a new tool, so from now on you'll be able to clean dirty stuff using the mop.
I have to ask myself, well, how did I get here?
Alright.
Sometimes I ask myself that, Digi.
Alright, so right now all we have is the ability to pick things up and the ability to clean. Alright, so let's... Here. Alright, let's go in. Well, let's walk around first. There might be sometimes there's junk to clean up around the area.
The first thing I'd want to do is mow the lawn.
Yeah, and we will be able to do that at some point. You have to earn your tools.
Okay.
So yeah. Let's do this. Okay. Letting the days go by.
Oh my god. At least you don't have to do each individual piece of trash.
Yeah. If it's big trash, like a big box, you have to do that. But otherwise, it's
if it's like
easy.
scattered things.
Right. If it's smaller things that are little odds and ends and stuff, all you can do really is...
It's almost like a bungalow.
Yeah. Okay, your tablet. From now on, you have your tablet at your disposal. Press the tab button to use or hide it. It allows you to buy things. It'll be handy for this task.
Nice.
So here's our tablet. It tells us what we have to do. So there's clean dirt and mount devices. So they need she needs a radiator.
Yep.
And we have to clean up all the dirt.
Yeah.
Bathroom needs dirt cleaning as well. And bedroom needs remove trash and clean dirt.
Okay.
So we already got all the trash in the living room area.
Let the
The
water
water
hold
hove me down. Okay, so sometimes what I like best is to go through and just get rid of all the trash.
Yeah, get the big stuff first.
Yeah, because it's just a little bit easier.
It's almost like when we were moving.
Right. When you get rid of the trash, then you're all good. And it'll show you here once you 100% or the percentage you're at.
Yep.
And then let's see the bathroom. Okay, the bathroom does not have any, it's just clean dirt. Okay, so let's start in the living room. Let's use our tool here. And you get better tools after a while, too. So.
All right, so the cleaning isn't as involved as it is in Power Wash or
Right.
Crime Scene Cleaner, or even
Or at
Viscera
least
Cleanup Detail.
not yet. It gets worse, and you need different tools over time.
There were times where my skill point.
All right, turn on the tablet to show what you want to spend the new skill point on. So this is how you earn things like a... Ooh, you got your
100%.
gift wrapping done. Nice.
I've got to do some gift wrapping this weekend. It's not a lot, but it's more gift wrapping than I've had to do since last year.
Right. So we can, with our perks, with our points, we can upgrade things. So I'm going to upgrade my mop. I feel like that's the first thing to do.
Good mop.
Because it's a crappy looking... See, it's a much better looking mop now. And we're doing cleaning, so... You know, we want to make things look nice.
My mop.
You know, and we can do this too. We can move objects so that they're, you know, in a better spot. Hey, we can't put it on there. Okay, let's just move it there. Okay. There we go. Everything's nice. Nice. There's some houses, like later on in the game, where you decorate them for the holidays.
Oh.
Okay, so we got the living room all cleaned.
Oh, speaking of decorating for the holidays, a Christmas tree decorator is on sale.
Ooh, that's awesome. Okay, I don't think I need to clean that, but okay. All right, so let's clean bathroom.
My mop. Supplies. I was gonna say, surely you know UHF, did you?
Okay. So let's see. Let's put this, and it'll tell you like if you're in the wrong position. There we go. I think that's better behind the door. Now, sometimes what happens is you'll get items that actually belong in different rooms. So, like, this is not how I would design this house. I would change it.
No.
But that's not your job right now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Looks a lot like the apartment I had in Japan.
Uh-huh.
You're kidding? I cracked up with the Conan the Librarian, the shots taken at Geraldo, especially the Al Capone's glove compartment.
And unlike Crime Scene Cleaner, it doesn't tell you exactly where you're supposed to put things. You put them where you want them to.
Okay, so they don't have a designated spot.
No, they don't.
Looks like you have a little bit more freedom as to where you want to put stuff, though.
Yes, you can put it wherever you want, really. You can, like, open things and then close them, so everything's nice and... Yeah, that one's not going to change. But at the very least... Alright, so we can buy a radiator and mount it. Let's see. Painting, store. Installations, I think it is.
I was gonna say, can you search? Or can you do like a
radiator? This room does not need a large radiator. So we can put it in right here. We have to assemble it. It's not like super skilled stuff. It's more doing it for the sheer enjoyment of it.
Yeah.
So everything's completed now. And look, we have our balance there and our income there. So we already have $30,000. And that will add another 1,000 essentially.
75, yeah.
Is there anything over here that needs to be tidied? Let's do that just to make it nice. And let's also move this one.
Do I make a Magneto joke or a Stranger Things joke?
I don't know. You can do both. Everything looked pretty nice.
Yeah, I think everything looks pretty.
I just want to make sure everything's tidy.
Yeah.
All right, so let's close the door. I think that ugly couch is fine where it is. I'd love to paint this, but we don't have that yet. So we'll close that.
Nothing but footprints.
Yes.
And a new radiator.
Right. So we now have our money, and then we can go back.
I'd like to have a sauna in my home.
So one of the strategies in this game you have to learn about is there are different people who will potentially buy a house, and they have different preferences. When I first started playing it, I was just decorating them the way that I thought they would look good, but that doesn't necessarily mean you will get the best price when you flip the house and sell it. So sometimes you need to know who the characters are and figure out which is the one who would most likely buy it and then adjust it to their tastes.
Interesting.
So let's see. So we have...
This is pretty consistent with like other simulator games, and it's giving me big PC building simulator vibes.
It gets more complex as it goes on, too.
Yeah.
All right. Cleaning the garage. Hello, we need to clean the garage. Please throw away all the boxes, trash, and old tires. Please don't forget to clean the window, too. It's better not to touch the tools, though. My husband doesn't like it when somebody moves them, and he can't find them afterwards. Lionel Hutz, there's the truth. Then the truth.
There's the truth. Then the truth.
All right. So sometimes... as you play the game, too, you get used to what is garbage and what isn't, which is interesting. All right.
The garage.
So I don't think it'll let us in. Well, will it? I think it will. So, you get houses like this. You get IKEA-type furniture sometimes. Some of these houses have very weird setups. Like, why? Why is it like this? I don't know.
It's the pretty large entryway.
Mm-hmm. Bathroom. But, like, all this kind of stuff, the tile and stuff, all these things you see in here, these are things that you'll eventually be able to buy.
Yeah.
You know, so you have this cute bedroom over here, which is a little too purple for my taste. That's okay.
I don't know about purple like
you can do wallpaper or like paint in stripes. So, you know, there's a lot of ways you can do painting.
Yeah.
And then here's another bedroom. So there's a lot of interesting things that this game has to work with. Another bathroom / laundry room, and you can buy like all the appliances in this game. And a lot of these are set up these buildings are set up kind of similarly. There will be another house kind of like this that we will have to clean up at some point as well. Okay, so I am going to, I believe it's this to get into the garage. Yep. All right.
Just get to work cleaning it up.
Yeah. Okay, that's all trash. But like you'll literally have to put things away, and sometimes it's things that are not expected.
Yeah.
Okay. So like sometimes you have to like clean the tires, or you have to dispose of them, because these are fine, but the dirty ones you have to get rid of. Okay. Okay, and then that. All right, let's clean. So the nice thing is it's not going to lift up any of the tools, so the person won't get upset.
How come when I sweep like that it never works?
I know, it's too gentle. So at some point you can actually build new walls in houses, or destroy walls in houses.
So, anybody here fans of Sonic the Hedgehog? I was when I was a kid. I mean, I'm enough of a fan that I played the original and beat it on stream.
That is a game I had that when we were kids.
Yeah.
We had a Sega.
So actually, my Sega Genesis that I got one Christmas was used, and I didn't care. Mom was like, "Isn't it gauche to buy somebody a used system?" I'm like, "That's the only way you can get Sega at this point." Sonic Rumble is gonna have a cross I didn't see coming.
Okay. Wait.
What would you do?
Wait. Nah. Okay. E. Uh-oh.
Everything disappeared.
Where'd my water go? Oh no!
Yeah.
No!
Folks are that way with used games, asking, "How do you know it'll work?" Well, it worked.
Flashlight.
Well, it did work. And everything worked fine. You can just get out of that with escape or something.
There we go. Clean the window. Alright, so we have this weird window cleaning thing. Yes, and it has soundy sounds.
Yeah.
It's very soundy.
Yeah. But yeah, I got a... The funny thing is, I have the box that the Sega Genesis came in, but it didn't come with Sonic the Hedgehog, of all things. I had to buy that separately, and so my version of Sonic came on the Sonic Classics triple card, which had Sonic, I think Sonic 2, and Dr. Robotnik's Mean Bean Machine.
Okay, so close the door. So you want to leave the house as nice as possible.
Yeah.
So like doors closed and stuff. We're all done.
Yay.
All right.
See Sonic's newest opponent? Well, with a purposeful grimace and a terrible sound, he pulls those spinning high-tension wires down. Okay. Babies love to put their hands in their mouth when they're playing on the floor, so everything needs to be clean and tidy.
So yeah, so sometimes you want to sell houses that are family friendly. Okay.
Yeah.
Have you noticed that by using the gallery tab on the tablet, you can choose any image from your hard disk and use it as a poster or picture to hang on the wall? You can also use the camera tab to take photos of the game and save your works on the disk.
Nice.
I've never done that.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not one for taking pictures in game. Only once can I remember doing it. It was when I was playing The Last of Us on PS4.
We have some perks. Okay, we cannot... Alright. We can also do negotiation. So we could get higher payments.
More money, more money, more money, more money, more money.
Or we can do more for cleaning.
Yeah.
You can see the
Ultra
dirt.
Hyper Mop 2018. Oh, it's a Capcom mop.
Yeah, and then there's the multiple trash disposal, which helps you get rid of a lot more trash at once.
Yeah.
Let's go with negotiation. Let's get higher payment.
Okay.
At some point, you get everything. Oh, it can't do it now. Okay. There. Ultra Hyper Mop.
Panda Wit, have either of you heard of Blue Oyster Cult's Godzilla? Actually, no. Oh, you got 3.
All right, so let's do radiators, guy. I will pay you if I'm fully satisfied, or you get nothing. Winter is coming, the winters are hard, and there are no radiators in my house. Mount them. Frankly, I feel for him.
Mm-hmm.
I lived in a very cold house up in the library cave.
The library cave was also the warmest room in the house.
Yeah, which is crazy to think about.
But I also would not do a job for a guy that talked to me like that.
Yeah. All right, let's see. So we need a radiator here. So let's buy radiator. Store. I like to kind of center them.
Yeah.
E. Do. Nyeh. So essentially, we are like the handiest of handy people.
Who taught YouTube music? They did a bad job.
There we go. Although this looks like it's the baby's room, I'm not sure how I feel about that kind of radiator in a baby's room.
Like, I didn't know until like a couple months ago that Shout was done by the Isley Brothers.
Shout?
Yeah. You know,
Oh, shout, let it all out. That one?
No.
Oh. Twist and shout?
No. Come on now, shout, come
Oh,
on now.
yeah. Oh, look.
Handyman.
Handyman.
Plastering. Wow.
Fitter. So we can upgrade our mounting.
Blue
Let's
Oyster
do
Cult just
that.
never grabbed me. I'm more of an Aerosmith guy. Toys in the Attic is one of my favorite albums. Nice. Also one of the best Cowboy Bebop episodes.
Radiator.
If you ever needed an insight to how important Shinichiro Watanabe believes music is to his anime. Because Shinichiro Watanabe believes that music is just as much a character in his shows as any character he could write in.
Truth. Okay. Radiator.
Towel radiator.
Yes. Oh, interesting.
Sink.
But I do need to get a sink. Okay, so let's do towel radiator first. That's not the right one. So we have to go back. Oh, wait, here.
Cyberpunk. Yeah, towel.
Towel radiator. Mountable towel radiator. Okay, so we can mount it over here. And we have to assemble it.
So I have like 2.5, 3 days left of work before I go on Christmas vacation.
Nice.
And then I think I am going to definitely stream a little bit more, but I am not entirely sure what I will do for for what I'll play. Does does Disney-cember end when Christmas is over, or do I continue with Disney-cember until the new year?
Yeah, let's look at this for a second.
Mountable sink.
Because I want to look at what the other... Okay, everything looks pretty white.
Tear the shower out.
Oh, no, wait, no. Okay, let's buy the sink. Let's buy the regular, simple, mountable sink. Space. Okay. All right. So, yeah, we have to unscrew. Hang on. I forgot that.
So you go out the year beating the one Disney game you haven't.
Okay, now we can buy the sink. Okay. And then E. Okay. It's kind of neat because you see what happens inside of all these things. I'm not sure how accurate they are, but you have to hook everything up. Sometimes when I play this game, I wonder what somebody who actually works in the field thinks of this.
You know, something like this, my dad would probably tell you every single part of what he would do to install a sink on that one. He'd go into excruciating detail on how to do it. Because my dad was a plumber for 50 years, just to let you guys know.
Nice. Okay, so it looks like we finished everything. Let's just double check, because it says complete the job, but let's check these rooms out. That one has a radiator already. Cool. And that one has a radiator. All right. Yeah, some of these houses are so, like, weirdly designed.
Yeah.
Like, this does not feel welcoming. Like, I'd want it to be more open, you know? I don't know. Anyway. Okay. So, complete the job. Yes. Lion King wasn't fun. Mickey Mania, I think I'd give another try.
Yeah. No, Lion King, like, I cannot tell you how much I absolutely despise Lion King, and I don't understand why people like it. Yeah, aside from, like, their only excuse is nostalgia.
Well, you know what we can do?
Clean off your workspace.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, why not clean off your workspace?
Yeah.
And then flip this little shack and make a tidy profit on it.
Yeah. Let's see.
Oh, portable gas stove. Yep, had those in Japan and Korea. Oh, God.
Yeah, I don't think the bathroom's gonna clean easily.
No.
At some point, you actually get cleaning fluid and stuff. That's not
straight.
centered.
That's not straight with the sink. Still not straight. Should be good. There
Yes.
you go. That's perfect.
All right. We can straighten this out. We'll put it right here. Here, hang on. Help me back this way.
There you go. Oh, that's not... Oh, okay. I didn't think it would be straight regardless.
Yeah, I don't know. Anyway.
I don't know. If it was me, I would have turned it vertical and put it next to the thing, not next to some place where it could catch fire if, like, some oil splattered on it or something.
There, that's tidier.
Oh, you can't put it in there?
Uh-huh. Come on. Oh, no, it won't let me. Anyway. Okay. Alright, anyway. At some point, it will be able to make it nicer. The shack will be a shack no more. Amaranth walls. Okay. This is when I think we're gonna start getting some interesting stuff where we can paint. And it archives everything as well. Okay. Bonjour! I want my house to look a bit more arty. Can you please paint some of the walls in the living room amaranth? The remaining walls should look stunning in gray. Oh, I almost forgot. Can you please replace the broken electrical socket? Merci.
Merci.
Merci. Amanda Johnson. That is not a very French name. Okay, so
is
amaranth.
Is it like when those Japanese anime characters try to speak French or something like that?
Yes. Merci. Okay, so now we've unlocked painting. Nice. Okay. So, yeah, nice house. Nice yard. So, she asked us to paint amaranth. Okay, so let's look at the tablet for a second. So, bedroom needs a repair, and the living room and kitchen. So, here are the colors she wants. So, let's go to the bedroom first and repair the electrical outlet. So, let's find where the bedroom is. This bedroom? This is the children's room. This looks like it's fine. I am so weirded out by all these glass doors in the middle of houses in this game. It's very weird. Okay, there is an electrical outlet in this room that needs repair. Repair. Where? Hang on. Okay. Turn light on. You could turn lights off and on. Okay. There's an electrical outlet. Oh, I think there's something in this game where it's supposed to, like, spark. Oh, here it is. Here's the electrical outlet. There we go. Okay. Nice. Okay, so the bedroom's done. Oh my god, this green. I don't know. I don't know. But that's not what we're doing today. Okay, and there's an electrical outlet in this room. And it's gonna look like rusted and gross. Okay. Oh, electrical outlet, where are you? Is it in this room? Oh. It's behind the fridge. Is it? Oh, here we go. I had to move entire furniture to get to this one. guessing we don't have a electric drill right now because it doesn't sound like we have one. Hang on a sec. Let me get out of here so I can position it properly. Oh, well, that's interesting. It won't let me put it back where I found it. That is very strange. So I will move it over. I guess. What does that look like? Okay, that doesn't look properly even. Okay. Are you kidding me?
That fits.
Ugh.
Fuck off, game.
Hang
That
on.
fits.
Yeah, I don't know. That is so weird. Okay. So like it wants it all the way out there. That is so weird. Alright, let's move this. It was... I guess it wants us to do clearance for the electrical outlet. It didn't have clearance before. And now if I move it there... Oh, it hates that now. Maybe I can move the fridge over. No. I might have to just sell this. Which is something you can do in the game. Watch this.
You just zap it and you sell it?
Who do you think I am? Oh, it won't let me sell it. I don't want to earn money this way. Okay. Fine. I guess it doesn't want me to sell it. Very well then. Okay, no. No. There. I guess it's... yeah. Where is this town and where is this shopping place? I don't know. I don't know. Okay, I'm supposed to paint walls. So. You have to buy the paint. Let's do a small one. Alright, so it's going to tell us how much of it we have to paint. Which is interesting.
Very interesting.
So. Oh, wait, I have to put the paint down. Hang on. Small. Space. Put it down here. Okay. Let's do this wall. More paint. So yeah, each time you paint too, it's kind of nice because you can do it lighter and darker. Okay, and then we're back to paint. And we need more.
Oh, it just kind of gradients its way in.
Exactly. It's kind of neat. Alright. We need more. Okay. Refill. I think we have to move this. Do we? No, we don't. Okay, I'm gonna need more paint.
Can you run out of paint in the can?
Yes. Okay. You can get another small one. And you can sell the rest
Oh, cool.
when you're done. Alright. And you can make some of your money back for it.
Well, that's nice. Are you painting the ceiling as well? Ah, I see.
Yeah.
If only it were this easy.
I wish it was. I'd have like a new house every week. Yay!
Oops.
More paint. More paint.
More paint?
Hello there.
Hi, Mac. How you doing? More paint. More paint. I would not paint this color in a house.
It's too bold.
Yeah. It's better for an accent
Yeah.
than an actual wall. And not even an accent wall.
I don't understand all these maybe it's because I've lived in the same house more or less all my life and never really had control to paint stuff, but I don't know, it just feels like this is just too bold a color for the primary color of the wall.
Right. No,
Should've just
dispose.
gotten the single medium.
Yeah, I guess. Alright, so another small space. Okay. Maybe I should have done one of the smaller walls in that color. Okay, so that is all done. Let's see. I think I'll do this wall the same color as well, and then those two walls
Amaranth,
gray.
adventure, and gray. Pink, nothing like it but bright pink. It looked like we were inside a bottle of Pepto.
Yeah.
Mac, I literally said the same thing. Only 1 gallon paint can, 1 gallon paint can for the whole house.
We can. I wish. Even this game understands that.
It's a TARDIS paint can. It's bigger on the inside. What if that just got? I'm gonna engage in a little bit of blasphemy here. What if Jesus was a painter or a carpenter? He worked with paint. It's like he only had like 2 inches of paint, but he managed to paint 40 houses with it. We think alike, says Mac. I'm no fan of Doctor Who. Oops.
Oh no. I can fix it.
It's still good. It's still good.
It's still good.
Lord Jesus was a painter. Blessed are the Father, the Son, and the Sherwin-Williams. Our Lady.
I should have just gotten a large one.
Our Lady of Valspar be with us.
Our Lady
I
of
went to
Pantone.
Catholic school, I get it.
Our Lady of Pantone.
Yeah, Our Lady of Pantone. If Jesus was a painter, he could transform water into paint.
Good point.
I went to Catholic school, I get it.
Okay, so now we need the gray.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna do mine here.
Painter Jesus.
Gray.
My son don't drink. I have yet
I'm just
to
gonna
touch
get
that
a large
mix.
one. Okay, so I'm gonna move this back to where it belongs.
See, I hear mixing colors and I hear of like paint mixers, and all I think of was when Bart mixed put the can of beer on a paint mixer and it exploded. April Fool.
Okay, that's where it's gonna be. All right, let's see. So what I'm gonna do. All right, so I'm gonna do this. See, I'm clever now.
Pretzels.
We need pretzels.
Pretzels. We need pretzels. I wasn't in charge, but I did mix colors as part of the job. Cool. I don't know. I'm the son of a tradesman. I kind of get it. You know, I get the I get what it's about. You know, like the satisfaction of being able to do that job yourself and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
It's actually a nice color combination, but I would do it in reverse.
Yeah.
I would put the gray as the primary color, and then the accent color would be the magenta there.
Yeah. But this is an artsy-fartsy girl.
Yeah. Oh, we were talking over breakfast last weekend about the Pantone color of the year, and I feel like this is a good opportunity to talk about it.
Yeah.
AKA vent about it.
Yes. So if you have not seen it, so Pantone's announces a color of the year every year. And this year is very disappointing.
Yes.
So usually they have something interesting. But this year it's called Cloud Dancer, which roughly translates into it's white.
Yeah.
Their color of the year is white. It is pointless. Absolutely pointless.
So this is from Pantone's website. I know the AI thing color did it verbatim, but Pantone color of the year 2026. Pantone 11-4201 Cloud Dancer.
The color of the year is every color then only mixed into one. Well, here's the thing.
You just get brown if you do that.
I was watching a video that somebody did talking about it, and somebody in the comments said, if you look at the website, it actually looks more like they wanted the color of the year to be a sky blue instead of white. but they put white instead because they were idiots.
Yeah.
And if you look at the website too, you'll see all the colors they want you to try pairing it with. And they're all like these really pale pastels, except for, I think there was one that was kind of a slate blue that was kind of cool.
Yeah.
But this has disappointed a lot of people who thought it would probably be like a peacock kind of green because of how much Wicked is in the color tones we see, and it's either green or pink.
Yeah, which I like that contrast in Wicked's logo.
Right.
The color of the year is the relaxing and soothing neon pink. Bubblegum pink. Let's see, yeah. Pantone 11-4201, Cloud Dancer. A lofty white that serves as a symbol of calming influence in a society rediscovering the value of quiet reflection. A billowy white imbued with serenity, Pantone 11-4201 Cloud Dancer encourages true relaxation and focus, allowing the mind to wander and creativity to breathe, making room for innovation. Everybody seems to forget that innovation for innovation's sake is like bullshit.
Yeah. Pretty much. Okay, so I'm gonna do something here. All right, so first of all, let's sell the rest of our paint. Okay, so we get that back. I am gonna fix this so it all sticks out. All right, so let's make this work here.
How many of you bought Apple TV for the peanuts? I don't have Apple TV just yet because I'm waiting for the new MLS and Formula One seasons. Which the Formula One season's going to start first. If they start showing like preseason tests and stuff like that, then I will definitely be in on it. Especially since there's a new engine formula this year for the first time in like 10 years, and it's a big moment for pretty much every team on the grid.
Or you know what? I might move furniture around in here because it can. So let's put this there.
But why do you say how many of you bought Apple TV for Peanuts, for the Peanuts gang? Apple just lost the Peanuts. Well, I think a lot of people are going to be really happy about that because nobody liked that deal. Maybe Charles Schultz's estate was not happy. Maybe this is when the Peanuts come back to broadcast TV.
I feel like it should be broadcast TV.
About the people being happy.
Okay. Let's try this. Okay. We're gonna...
Sony bought them for $450 million. Oh, wow. So, but which streaming services will it be on now? I didn't get the chance to ask one of the professors in school about their thoughts on Color of the Year because the gentleman in question heads up the graphic design department. It was just announced. Oh, wow. Okay, Pantone's Color of the Year for this year. Mocha Mousse, aka Shit Brown, 17-1230. Poop Brown. For 2025, the Pantone Color Institute selects Pantone 17-1230 Mocha Mousse, a warming brown hue imbued with richness. It nurtures us with its suggestion of the delectable qualities of chocolate and coffee, answering our desire for comfort.
Okay.
It's poop brown. If you just look at it.
It's
poop.
brown.
It's poop brown.
It's brown.
It looks like it's still streaming on Apple. Sony just bought the majority of the rights, yeah. Because
Maybe I should move this back.
Sony's only streaming service was like Crackle, I think it was, and Crackle isn't around anymore.
You know what? I'm gonna try to fix this. Hang on.
I gotta go through these Pantone colors of the year. I went over them with Aspen, but I need to do it here. I need to go ahead.
There were some nice ones in the past.
There were some nice ones. Yeah, like color of the year 2024, Peach Fuzz 13-1023.
Yeah, that one's nice.
Yeah, that's a nice
one. It's just off of being a neutral, but it still is kind of neutral.
It is very peachy. It is very peachy. Let's see. Pantone 13-1023 Peach Fuzz captures our desire to nurture ourselves and others. It's a velvety, gentle peach tone whose all-embracing spirit enriches mind, body, and soul. Doesn't sound anywhere near as pretentious as the last couple. I mean, they really went overboard to try and make white. You know, this thing. It's poop brown. Why not just embrace it? All adults have a third grade mentality.
Right.
Alright, we'll do one more. We'll go back to 2022. Actually, we'll go all the way back to 2020. Because those are the ones that they have they have things for without, going like older colors of the year and stuff like that. I want to see what their colors of the year were for the 90s, though, because we got a little experimental in the 90s. I will say that much. For 2022, announcing the Pantone Color of the Year 2022, Pantone 17-3938, Very Perry. A new Pantone color whose courageous presence encourages personal inventiveness and creativity. So it's a violet. It's basically
it's a periwinkle.
It's violet periwinkle. Violet periwinkle. Yeah. And it's actually kind of nice. I like it. I don't have the trained eyes to see the subtle differences between like a periwinkle and between like Very Perry and periwinkle. For Color of the Year 2021, announcing the Pantone Color of the Year 2021, Pantone 17-5104, Ultimate Gray, plus Pantone 13-0647, illuminating a marriage of color, conveying a message of strength and hopefulness that is both enduring and uplifting. So they chose two colors of the year, gray with a vibrant yellow, and I'm like, I can see that. It looks very, basically it's gray on lemon.
Fantastic. Okay, there we go.
Yeah, that looks nice.
And then, I don't know, maybe not. There's a gap.
Hey, next Wednesday and Thursday for Christmas, I'm going to watch and post on Twitter and Blue Sky. You can dead name Twitter. It's okay.
Well, probably the only thing that it is acceptable to dead name.
Yeah. 2 Christmas MST3K episodes. Yeah, there's at least one Yahoo for Laughs that would buy something labeled poop brown.
You know what? I'm going to do something different.
Oh.
I'm thinking about this.
See, this is what I'm marrying, guys.
I want to make things look nice.
I understand, but there comes a time when we're just overcomplicating things.
Well, yes and no.
Yeah.
I'm gonna move this over here.
But hey, as a wise man once said, yes, dear. I do them every year for tradition. Santa Claus and Santa Claus Conquers the Martians. Nice. Actually, since we're talking Christmas traditions, I will be wise words, yeah. Also, as my mom always says, likes to say, as a wise man once said, let me ask my wife.
Oh, I have to move this.
Because there's a, so I'm just going to let you guys know, we have commissioned Almantas, who does calligraphy, for some calligraphy for our wedding. And the number of times I said, let me ask my fiance in this creative process when Almantas was asking questions. I was like, I must have said it at least 3 times. Let me ask my fiance. Hang on, Elamont. Hang on, Al. I'll get back to you. I'll get back to you. Gotta talk to the wife. And, yes, dear, you am smart.
You am smart.
My mom didn't raise no sucker. My mom didn't raise no fool. But yeah, so Digi, I might as well announce this to people. I will be streaming on Christmas Eve, just like I did last year, and just like last year, we're gonna be doing the same. We're gonna be doing the same program, where we lead off with the PlayStation Interactive Sampler Volume 8, which was like the demo disc of 1998. And then we will play, as is tradition, whether I've been playing with my cousins, with my sister, or by myself. We will play Golden Axe 2. And I'm gonna. I usually play it with the intention of beating it. So what I will very likely do is I will play it, like I said, with the intention of beating it that night, which means I'll very likely be playing as Gilius Thunderhead again, the dwarf. For those of you who don't know your Golden Axe characters. I'll join in after my family traditions of looking at Christmas lights and reading The Night Before Christmas. I would always do that with my sister before we went to bed on Christmas Eve. I would always do that, and it's one of my favorite things that I've ever done. Also, there was an ulterior motive, try to get some last-second nice points into Santa, even though he was off to the races by that point, you know.
No. I don't mean to drive you nuts, honey. I just feel like this is necessary.
It must be perfect.
If it's gonna stick out.
My dad's been doing it since before I was born and continues to this day. Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Now, you see, the Aspen family, the human dragon family,
yes,
doesn't have a lot of big holiday traditions. Mm-hmm. So, I feel like this is my chance to learn some new holiday traditions from Panda's family.
Mm-hmm, yeah. You are getting the Panda family Christmas this year.
Yeah. I don't want the gap. I'm gonna have a gap either way. Okay. Alright, now let's fix this. She can rearrange it better later. I may have done a stupid, but that's okay. Oh, hang on. Move the chairs. Look, I'm sorry.
Mhm.
I'm just a little tidy. Just a little. There we go. Everything look okay? Yes. We've got things, and we've got the paint. I'm gonna get out of this house. I am
Can't
done.
stand to be here any longer. Hey,
There we go.
you made $1,200.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, I'm in the wrong.
Business.
I'm in the wrong field. Look at this. All this money.
It took all day.
Yeah.
So these are hints about all at the bottom of the screen. They're all hints about the different characters who could potentially purchase your house. All right, baby on the way. Hi there. My beautiful wife is finally pregnant, and we're now more busy than ever before, but very happy too. I have no idea what to get my hands dirty with. There are so many things that need doing before our precious princess arrives. We are 100% sure that it's a girl. We've gone ahead and bought a cute little house for the three of us. Unfortunately, it needs a proper clean and preparation for our baby. I hope I can count on you to get the house in order. I would also like to ask you to prepare the kids' room, buying the crib, changing station, possibly some toys. I put everything in your hands with this matter. You most definitely have to paint our princess's room a light rose color. Thank you so much, Matt Marlowe, soon to be dad. Okay. Oh, you can make unmade beds.
Nice.
Kind of nice. All right. Similar setup. Nice, cute little house. Let's go inside and see what's up. And that's dirty. And there's a lot of dirty in this area. All right. So, wait, let's look at our... Hang on, our
You're 100% sure it's a girl. Anyone else read a Reddit post like that where it got ugly when it wasn't?
Okay, so we do have things we can upgrade. So, so we can do painting. So, let's do paint 2 walls at the same time. And faster painting. And then here, we can do...
Did I actually get it in my eye?
Extra payment. Your eye doing okay?
Yeah, did I actually get it in my eye, or...
It's dripping down your
Did I
eye.
miss?
Yeah, Panda's had a little bit of a issue with his eye today.
Yeah.
Here, let me do this real quick.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you, dear.
Hold your eye open. Tilt your head back. There you go. Yeah.
Yeah.
Panda thinks he got some, a hair in his eye.
While I was shaving. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's gonna...
Okay. Alright, so see this stuff on the side? We have to clean all that stuff. And sometimes it's not just on the floor. Sometimes it's on the ceiling.
I feel like the biggest plot twist for these new parents could be that the kid's AMAB, but later comes out as trans femme, which is the exact opposite of me. Well, that's for down the line.
Although, I think pink is a perfectly reasonable color for little boys, too.
I think so. Oh, I didn't do the 2020 color of the year. Classic blue.
I actually
Classic
like
blue.
that shade of blue. It's
That's
a
a
very
nice
shade of blue.
It's almost cobalt, you know?
Yeah. Okay, so let's look at this first room. Okay. Okay, so it's kind of gross.
Ugh, yeah,
So-
that's pea yellow.
Yeah, it is ugly. This is the
Unless that's-
baby's room.
I was gonna say, unless they bought a house that was owned by a smoker.
Yeah, yeah. Ugh.
Yeah. It wasn't a girl, but a GIRL, yeah.
There we go. I guess that will stay. Where's the rest of the dirt? There's more dirt. Or are you dirt? Dirt?
There's no way to see the dirt like in
Is it over here?
like in Power Wash or Crime Scene.
Yeah, they don't give you that extra oomph. No.
Right, now I got both I'm Blue and I'm Good in my head, and I found a mix of both songs. Nice.
Okay. Dirt. Oh, here. There we go. Alright. You know, I'll keep this in the middle of the room for a bit. Alright, I need to clean windows with this thing. Ooh, I have a better one. So, sometimes I like to do just go back and forth. Back and forth. Whee. Usually, as long as you've got it mostly done, it will be like, yeah, you're finished. There we go. And then we could do this window. E. Although sometimes with the windows, like, you miss spots and it's hard to tell where they are. So that's kind of like Power Wash Simulator too. So you never quite know. See, like...
I think if you get the very, very tippity top of the window.
Yes. There we go. Alright.
Paint with the colors pastel pink.
Alright, so... let's go to store. Let's go to paint, floor and ceiling. No. Black. Walls. We have to... What was it? Light rose pink?
Yeah.
Yeah. Victorian rose. Sort by... Okay.
Victorian
Was
Rose,
it?
Misty Rose. I think it was.
Here, wait. Let's look at... Oh, pastel pink.
Pastel pink, yeah.
We
That's
are
nice.
getting a large one.
We're not making the same mistake.
Yes.
I said a pun that I thought would get the booze and punishment it deserved, but people liked it. No! That's
Not
not
the
how it's
pun!
supposed to work!
No!
That's not how it's supposed to work! I'm
Oh.
supposed to be hated for that pun!
Much nicer color. Much nicer color.
Yeah.
Anything is better than, what would this be? That 1970s harvest gold. Autumn harvest gold or something. Oh god, that makes my eyes feel so much better.
As announced that at
Can't
one point,
decide.
Poison Ivy would
Yes.
become mayor of Gotham.
We'll
Interesting.
have some purple.
Can't decide between blue and pink, mix them.
Like, if it was a lighter shade of yellow, I'd be like, yeah, that would be nice.
Yeah. There's a lot there, you know?
Mm-hmm.
As far as what's her plant form?
What's her plant form?
Boo.
Boo, hiss.
Hiss. Hiss.
Tomato, tomato.
So long, Screw. See you in St. Louis. Oh, we're the boys of chorus. We hope you like our show.
We
Never
know
know
you're
you're rooting for us, but now we have to go.
So this is where it gets to be fun, because you actually have to buy the furniture now and decorate and make things look fun and cute. The entire room, I think, has to be pastel pink.
Yeah. I mean, that almost looks like an Easter purple in a way, you know?
Yeah, it
Because Easter's a time for
slightly
pastels.
veers on the purplish side of pink. probably gonna have to buy more pink paint. So a lot of these rooms, they don't require you to do the ceiling necessarily. But we'll see how it goes. Like, I might be able to if I want to.
If only you could paint walls with only one coat of paint. Yeah.
Yeah, that would be lovely.
That'd be revolutionary.
Oh, look, that's pink. Okay, more pink paint. Okay. We're gonna have to get more pink. For sure.
Good job getting this large there, honey.
Yeah, yeah. It's almost empty. It is empty. Okay. I think I'll need a medium. Because that got, almost 3 walls. And we only have 1 more wall left, so medium. Okay. Although, one of the annoying things is the same amount of paint it takes to do these little parts is the same as the bigger parts.
Oh, jeez. My vacations begin tomorrow. We'll work until 12 p.m. Nice. So is that for
nice.
Is that for Christmas vacation there, Mac? Nice. Yeah, my Christmas vacation begins on next Tuesday afternoon. No, everybody should get 10 days for Christmas.
Now, if I had a baby, not that we're planning to have a baby.
No.
But in terms of room color, I would either go for like a really pale yellow or a really, really pale blue. And maybe do like some clouds on the wall.
Yeah.
And just make it look really cute. And, the sky is for everybody, so who cares if blue is for... Like, I think that stuff is just nonsense, frankly. Who cares? Colors are for everybody. Get that, Pantone? Yep. Colors are for everybody. Everybody likes colors.
Yep. I work at a school in IT, not as a teacher. Oh, you're an IT man too, Mac. Okay. Our vacations begin tomorrow, then we return the 7th. Nice.
Nice.
I am, I'm in IT as well.
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
Okay.
I also work in education, and we have, I go back the 5th.
At least we can sell the paint back. Okay, everything look nice and pinky? I think it is. I think it's... Oh, here, let's sell it. So yeah, we don't have to do the ceiling. We don't have to do inside the window frames. It just has to be...
I work as a software developer. Oh, wow. Yeah. I'm a admin, so I'm an admin.
Okay. Sounds like a dog barking when it does that. Okay. So, we have to buy a baby cot, a bookcase call, cabinet with changing table, and poof. Okay, so baby cot. And it's nice because it tells us which ones. There's also blue, brown, gray, light blue, pastel rose, and pure white. I feel like we should go with... There's a lot of pink in here. Now, but that's pretty light.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with white.
In Sims 2, my decor is a bit more limited because in Sims 4, they give you examples of pre-made rooms in build mode to work with as an inspiration, while in Sims 2, the collections are just organized in folders so you don't get given the visual examples of how things could look, only the pieces you can choose from. Interesting.
Okay.
So it's more free form in Sims 2.
Whitewood is good. Okay. Cabinet with changing table. Okay, so I am going to put the shelf right here by the door. Okay. We do not want the crib next to the radiator. That is not a nice thing to have for baby. Okay, and cabinet with changing table. So, all right, we'll get pink with white doors because that's what they want. They want everything to be pink. I feel like we should put this next to the shelf, because that way they can, if there's anything on the shelf they need to access while changing the baby, that's a good place for it. Okay.
See, all of this is relevant because I tend to decorate most nursery bedrooms the same way. Pink or blue bed covers depending on the baby's gender, but almost always pastel green floors and pastel blue walls.
Interesting. Okay, so we don't want the baby's bed too close to the changing table because that's yucky. Okay, how about this?
Very nice.
Let's move this over here.
The IKEA shelving.
Yes,
forgot about
the
pastel
classic
green.
IKEA shelving.
I always tend to think about blues and pinks for babies. Nice.
Good. Notch this over. One more, so it's nice and even.
Whether it's blue or pink, I mean, it's, I think people put a little too much stock into blue or pink for a baby color.
Well, it used to be the opposite.
Yeah, I remember that.
Blue used to be for girls, and because it was a gentle color of the sky.
Yeah.
And pink used to be for boys because it's a rugged red.
Yeah.
It's funny that pink is called pink, but light blue is not called a different color.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Do you ever find that weird?
I never thought about it, actually.
Yeah, I think
Let's see. In Sims 4, especially when I'm playing with households that have distinct color schemes related to them, for example, when I make Homestuck Sims, the rooms have a lot of options for decor depending on the family's associated aesthetic, colors, or social status. Interesting.
Okay, we'll do the little purpley poofs. We get poofs, guys. Poofs. There. It's a conversation pit. I feel like this looks like crap. Okay. What if I move that over facing this way? No, other way. We probably know who is when the Pandaspen family has their own place. I think we know who is going to be decorating.
I will let you take the lead on that, dear.
Yes. I think you can trust my taste. It is exquisite.
As a matter of fact, I'm certain I can.
Yes. Okay. And then... There. And you can put that by the door.
You need an elf on the shelf.
Elf on the... No! No elf on the shelf. No!
My mom also hates the elf on the shelf quite a lot.
Okay, I think this looks better. Alright, let's go out here, because we have to clean the rest of the house. The baby's room is done, but we have to clean the house. Oh, jeez Louise.
Oh my god, did they just buy this place?
I think so. Make the bed.
I think you need to make it a little more.
Yeah. No, okay. Cleaning things. Clean furniture. Clean floor.
Who doesn't love the creepy icon of Christmas? It's spyware without the spying.
I sent Panda a really funny video of a dad who buys Elf on the Shelf, and the mom is like, well, you're doing it, not me. And and then she starts saying things like, well, maybe the elf is gonna go on an adventure. And the kid's like, why hasn't Tinkles moved for 3 days? She's still playing a small snowball fight. And the mom's like, oh, well, maybe there's going to be maybe she's tired because there's a full video production movie that's going to be done by Tinkles just for you. And then the dad's like, oh shit.
Mac, for a moment I thought you were shaving the window.
It does look like that, doesn't it?
This reminds me of the Three Stooges gag of shaving the ice, but Curly literally like lathers up the ice and gives it a shave. Like, a towel? No? Okay.
I've had shaved ice in Hawaii.
Yeah.
Now there it's called shave ice, not shaved ice.
Ice.
Okay, this room is clean. It still has ugly walls. That's like worse than the other room.
That's poop brown.
That is baby poop brown.
Yeah.
They're going to get used to that color, and they're going to want to change these walls. Don't touch it, you'll remove the magic! Oh, this is their door outside. They have a door outside.
One of the things that made my mom laugh longest and hardest was when I showed her this picture of Elf on the Shelf, like all the cruel things that people do to the Elf on the Shelf, which to be perfectly honest, the Elf on the Shelf knows what it fucking did. It has it coming. And one of the things was the Elf on the Shelf tied down by the Duplo people, like in Gulliver's Travels. 3 days later, the husband wraps the elf around the fridge door and went, "Oh well, who wants pizza? Oh well, who wants pizza?"
Well, in the video, what this dad did was he recreated the entirety of Die Hard with his Elf on the Shelf. Yeah. And there's like a Snoop Dogg Elf on the Shelf, and like all these like a Funko Pop of the police officer in the movie. And
Sergeant Al Powell.
Yeah, it's pretty funny.
Which we need to have a little bit of a movie marathon in the next couple of days, dear.
Yes.
We need to watch Die Hard. We need to watch White Christmas. Mm-hmm. Which you're not working one crucial day next week, which would allow us to watch White Christmas.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, I have to work Christmas Eve in the morning.
Yeah.
So we'll have time in the... I don't know when we'll have time, yeah.
I don't think so.
Because there might be
I have
family stuff.
Family stuff and also my Christmas Eve stream.
Right.
So, yeah.
Like, look at that. That is so weird. It's so random.
Yeah.
I'd do the entire wall. Okay.
But, yeah, I think either sometime on, like, Sunday night, maybe, if you wanted to, you know? Because there's no pressure of trying to get it in before streaming.
Yeah.
By the way, you guys hear Macaulay Culkin says Die Hard is not a Christmas movie, and the internet is roasting him for it. No!
No! Macaulay! We were rooting for you!
You were turning into the latter-day Adam West.
We were cheering for you, dude!
Okay, oh! Now you have fucked up! You have fucked up now!
Notice there's a TV stand, but no TV.
Yeah.
Okay, where the heck is the rest of this dirt? Oh, now I can't get out.
You don't mess with the classics, yeah. So, at work we were playing Christmas Family Feud today, and one of the people that works in the front office is like, the question was top 100 people survey. Name a Christmas movie. Name a Christmas movie, and I was like Die Hard, and it wasn't on there, and this person just completely flipped out. Here's the whole thing about Die Hard is not a Christmas movie / it is argument that nobody thinks about. It has to be set on Christmas or it wouldn't have worked. Exactly.
Right. Because he was going home to visit family.
Exactly.
Because it was Christmas, and he wanted to be with his family. Otherwise, he would have stayed on the other side of the country.
Because he had like you said, he had a 6-month backlog of creeps he was trying to put away in New York. Do you really think he could have gotten away at any other time of the year with a 6-month backlog like that? Also, a Christmas movie that not a lot of people talk about, Batman Returns. It wasn't home, it was going to LA to visit his wife and kids after she got transferred, but even if that's, stop and think about this. Okay. It just snapped tonight. What's the one time of the year that everybody in the 80s would let their guard down to allow Hans Gruber to do what he did? Yeah, exactly. That's a very good point. How else could, what other time of year could Hans Gruber have slipped in like he did?
Ooh, let's do multiple trash disposal.
Nice suit. John Phillips, London. I have two myself. Rumor has it Arafat buys his there.
These windows need curtains. I'm hoping they put some curtains in the baby's room. Because that baby is not going to sleep if it's bright out and it's all shining into that bedroom. Oh, so I do have to make an announcement. I did schedule myself for tomorrow to do Spirit City, but we have an appointment tomorrow at that time, and
yes.
I also am working shortly after that appointment, so I cannot do that tomorrow.
Yes.
I might be able to do it after I get back from work for a little bit, but I'll debate that because sometimes I get really tired and my back hurts.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So I will not be able to do the co-working stream tomorrow, unfortunately.
Yes, this meeting is wedding related, so
Yeah.
yes, so it's very important.
Yeah.
$7,000. Wow.
Yeah, we did well. Goodbye, house. Goodbye, baby. Okay.
Right, everybody's just too happy about the holiday. Christmas party, no snow. Remember, 80s. It took a whole body to get the LAPD involved because the one cop called wasn't thinking about the job. He was thinking jingle bells.
Okay, so what do you want to paint this room?
If
Let's get rid of this. Here.
If we're gonna paint it, let's paint it like a cream color or something like that.
I don't think it'll let us get rid of it. Oh no, we have to. You want a cream color?
Yeah.
Okay.
Kind of like what our room looks like now.
Okay. Let's take a look. Start. Walls. Okay, so do you want more of a pale yellow like this, or do you want? Well, we can kind of scroll a little bit.
Oh, that misty rose looks all right.
The misty rose. That was the baby's.
Oh, okay.
Or actually, no, that wasn't the baby's room. We can try it, but there's also that one.
Pink blush. Yep.
There's a lot of colors. There's already also this one, or the apricot, kind of like that.
Oh yeah, that apricot looks very close to what's on our room wall right now.
I think it will. Oh, okay.
You know what the Home Alone kid said you can do with Die Hard at any time? St. Patrick's Day. No, that is wrong. That is factually wrong. People party for St. Patrick's Day, but they don't party for it like
that looks awfully dark. Here,
It is awfully dark.
Let's see if we could turn on the light.
That's better.
Mm-hmm.
A little darker than it showed on the thing, but still pretty good.
It's a nice color. It's more peachy than yellowy. And we can do other colors. We don't have to do one wall, all one color.
St. Patrick's Day. No. Like, I may have gotten shafast during St. Patrick's Day in my champion drinking days, but no way people don't celebrate for like an entire month like they do for Christmas, for St. Patrick's Day like they do for Christmas. Not to mention, people don't go to travel all over the place for St. Patrick's Day. It's like I got me the machine gun is not as funny.
Now, should we paint the ceiling just white?
Yeah, keep the ceiling white.
Okay, because it does need to be painted. There's stains.
Yeah. Ooh, yeah. Now I have a machine gun. Ho, ho, ho.
Here we go. Why is it not painting? Okay. Oh, there we go. Okay. So it's kind of nice because you can redesign your whole hut.
Yeah.
And you can, at one point, replace your doors.
Door definitely needs to be replaced.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, that still gets you $10,000 a month in New York City.
Right. Seriously, because you aren't sharing it with anybody.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, and you know what else we can do?
Mm-hmm.
We can sell these because they're ugly and replace them with nicer things. We could sell all this stuff. Actually, that might be good to keep.
Yeah, the
Well, here, sell that, sell that, sell that, sell that, sell that. Sell the spoon. Okay. And we continue painting. So yeah, we can make this look really cute and nice, and then we can sell it, and we can move into one of the other houses that we design at some point.
Yeah.
And we'll have a little Aspen cave.
Yeah.
Yipping Aspen cave.
The den.
The den.
I was gonna say, do red pandas call their homes dens?
I think so. I got me the machine gun. Actually, the more I paint with this color, the more I like it.
Mm-hmm.
It's definitely not overtly pink.
Mm-hmm.
It's a little close to neutral without being completely bland.
Yeah, it is a it's called a den. Yeah, a red panda home is called a den.
Okay. Oh, we have to dispose.
Wow, there are cats that weigh more than red panda than your typical red panda.
Mm-hmm. That would not surprise me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm liking this color.
Oh my goodness, female red pandas are fertile for only 1 or 2 days a year. Oh no. No wonder they're so. No wonder they are going extinct.
Yeah. Oh, that's actually sad.
Yeah.
I mean, I would not mind as a woman being fertile only a few days out of the year. But, yeah.
Yep, up to 10 years in the wild and up to 15 years in captivity.
Now, the fun thing that we can do is we can do a stream where we take turns
Yeah.
on a house.
There's a Starship Troopers video game incoming.
Ooh.
I feel like that would just be Contra.
Here, let's just double check this. Is that? I think that looks good. Now, let's sell this bullshit. I don't know why we have... That's a crappy looking thing. I think we just have a lot of crap in this house.
Mm-hmm.
Now we want it to have a bed and a cooking area and an office.
That's more than they would give me they gave me in my apartment in Japan when I moved in. They'd sell you the studs in the walls if they could.
Mm-hmm.
I was gonna say, can you sell the computer and soft lock the game?
Oh God, I don't even want to try. I'm a little worried about that. Oh look, there's some dirt. Let's clean up the dirt. Okay, any other... Oh, we don't even have to paint the ceiling.
How did those coffee stains get up there in the first place?
They're probably not coffee stains. They're probably,
Water.
Yeah. Okay,
They look like coffee stains, though.
Sell. So we got our nice color. Do you like that floor?
Yeah.
Okay.
I like that paneling.
Okay. Let's get some more paint so I can paint the inside of the windows so that it looks nicer.
Did you want an accent color for that?
Yeah. Yeah. Did you want to do a different color than just white?
I was gonna say
Here.
maybe like some kind of blue. I think like apricot, that sweet apricot blue.
Okay.
Not dark blue.
Like the sky blue?
Or maybe the blue shadow, something a little bit more...
Or soft clouds.
Soft clouds, yeah. the Pantone color of the year.
There's also chalcedony mineral. Huh. I feel like this might go better with that.
Sky blue?
Yeah. We'll try a small.
Uh-huh.
If it's not good, then we can, you know.
Sell it back.
Yeah, so here, let's see. Oh.
Starship Troopers video game.
That's actually nice.
Yeah, that's actually kind of nice, yeah.
So it's fun because of the office, you could just do whatever the hell you want.
Yeah.
Because it's for you.
There we go.
Oh. Do.
Ooh.
Oh no, it's not enough.
Why does that always seem to happen to us?
I don't know. Space. Okay, put it there. I think I got to a point when I was playing this game before when I knew just how much
Yeah.
to buy.
Yeah. Yep, so... boy.
And then one more window to go.
One more window. Oh my god.
We'll
that
have to
door.
do the bathroom
Oh my
at
God,
some
that
point
door.
too.
It's like, it sticks out so much more now, that door.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Excuse me.
Okay. Um. Let's sell this ugly rug too.
Yeah.
We can get rid of the welcome mat. Let's just sell this thing.
Yeah.
Alright, let's see if we can find a door. Okay.
And the door frame. That door frame looks like a cat went ham on it.
Doors. So there's a lot of doors. Do you want a wooden door or a painted door?
I would just say a regular, actually a painted door would probably be nice.
Okay. And there's a lot of different kinds of doors, so we have options. Like a cool kind of interesting door like that. Those are interior though. Like these are kind of nice.
Yeah, those look good.
Here, there's a front door. Those are decent front doors. What color do you want? We could do brown, we can do black, we can do white.
I'd like to keep it white just like it is right now.
Okay. Okay. Oh, that's right. We have to hang on. We have to sell this old door first. Okay.
For the love of God, Montresor!
Okay, now we can buy it. Here, let's see. Let me step back a little bit. Okay. Okay.
brown, you could do blue, you could violet, sky. Ah! Okay.
There we go.
Oh, that all goes away by itself. Good.
Yes. And now we have a new door.
Hey, it looks
And
nice.
I should have saved some paint, because now we have to do this. Okay, I should... let's get some more. Let's get a wee bit of paint. A wee bit of paint. What was the paint? That was sky blue. See, at least it shows you the most recent ones you've done.
Yeah, I think so.
So it helps.
We have to sell the store first. Poof! I saw this horror movie. I'm gonna get the axe.
Just got a new skill. Okay, and we can't paint that door, just so you know. So let's look at what that door is like on the outside. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
pretty
nice.
nice.
It's a nice little knocker. And stuff
We'll
like
be
that.
able to make the outside look better too at some point. Okay, and then this ugly mess. Okay, now with the bathroom.
Oh boy.
Yeah, it's
Redo the whole
pretty
thing.
bad. I don't know that we can do the bathroom yet.
No, that
Yeah.
bathroom's beyond saving.
But here, let's sell that. And we'll figure out the rest later. Let's do some cleaning now. Yeah, this bathroom's cruddy as heck. Do you want a new door? We can at least do a new door. We could do like a white one to match, maybe?
Yeah.
Okay,
Sounds like
so let's see.
I will never look at that Fisher Price phone in the same way again.
Let's do that. Okay. Store. Doors. Okay, so let's see. We want an interior door. And it should work with the front door, I think, just because. So we could get like that one. This one right here. I think that'll work. There. Okay. And then open. And there we go. We have a better looking door. The bathroom is shitty, literally.
Yeah.
But we'll be able to work on that some more.
I've never seen a panda just look up the trailer to Skinamarink.
Oh. Yeah, I've told Panda a little bit about Skinamarink.
Yeah.
That's it's a intense movie. Okay, so we need an installations. We need a radiator. Let's do
Just put it
that.
below the window there. There you go.
Yeah. Okay. Now, alright, let's sell this as well. We're just going to start fresh. Now, here's the thing. We have all this space. We don't have to put things back where they were before.
No.
Like, we can make this a kitchen.
Mm-hmm.
Or we can put... I don't think the beds will be small enough to put in there.
Yeah, that looks like perfect kitchen material.
Yeah. And then we can have, like, the bedroom over here and the desk over here. Yeah, but yeah, Skinamarink is, it's intense. All right, so let's get a desk first. Okay, we need furniture. We need office. We need a desk. Do you have any desk preferences? Do you like a simple desk? Do you like a complex desk?
Simple desks, you know, nothing too nothing too much, yeah.
Okay. Here, let's do that. I don't think we want the Mazzala Davenport. This one might be a little too big because we're putting it in a small space. And we're not doing a corner desk. Okay, so that's the bottom. So, I'm thinking... Oh, there's an ad break.
Yeah.
I'm thinking... I don't want just a table type of desk. I want something that has something to it. Kind of like this one. Or... You can't get one that has a corner thing. That is not something... I don't want this one. I don't want those. Like that one is good. What are the options? We can get one that's kind of the same color as the floor.
Yeah. I do like that cherry, though.
Yeah, I think that's nice. Or we can try this. And that will also come in cherry. And we could adjust the handles and the legs. Although I like that better. Which one? Between those two desks, which one do you prefer? This one?
I liked the other one.
You like the other one? Okay, we'll go for the other one.
Yeah, standard desk.
And I'll do
Yeah,
it in
that's
cherry.
perfect.
Okay. 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 Let's make sure this door will open. Yeah. Okay. Alright. I don't know. Does that go with the floor?
It's a little darker than or a little lighter than the floor, actually.
Yeah. Well, let's see if we can get a darker color. Or we could always change the floor. That's an option too. You could get that one. I think that probably matches.
Yeah.
But I liked the cherry too. Let's change the floor.
Okay.
Let's do that. Okay.
I was gonna say, can we put it on the opposite wall there?
I'm gonna put it over here.
Where the laptop is. I
Here,
think is the
hang
best
on.
spot for it.
Let's move the laptop. Could just, yeah, we can fit it in here.
Yeah. Put it flush against the wall like that. Yeah.
Right. Okay, and we can put that on the desk. Okay, let's change the floor. Floor and ceiling. So we want cherry. Panels?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, if you scroll up a little bit, no, a little down. Down. Paddock on the very right. There you go. It looks to be right.
That looks like it's the same as we already have. Hang on.
Really? I thought it looked a little brighter.
It might be. Hang on. You can try. Alright, so... Oh yeah, it is brighter. Okay. Yes, we're not going to see what it's like until, Oh my god, okay. It's definitely not the same, but it is a nice one. Unless you want to try something different too. Because we can also, this is pretty much what the floor was before, but that was darker.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's good to go with a different color.
Yeah.
I don't know. What do you think? Here, let me do this. I don't know. I think that's a little too bright to go with the wall.
Mm-hmm.
It's making the wall look kind of dingy.
Yeah. I think I kind of see it.
Mm-hmm. Do you want to try a different one?
Yeah, try a different one.
Okay. Let's see. We can also do some carpeting, linoleum. We can do wooden panels. Could do granite.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, all these carpets look like office carpet, I'll tell you that. We could go for like a really dark
I was gonna
floor
say, yeah.
panel.
I'm always up for mahogany.
Yeah. Okay, let's try that.
Yeah, just put like a little bit of it next to the wall.
Here. We'll just do this
that,
so you can see it with the...
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
That's
here.
great.
Yeah, I think that'll look good.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's do that. It's funny how like it'll only let us do certain amounts
It's weird.
in weird sections. Yeah.
So we want to check the time there, honey.
Oh yes. Yeah, we'll go for like just a little bit more, like 15, 20 minutes.
It's funny you mentioned that, Whit. We just said it.
We'll leave that there for fun. No, just kidding. I'd probably be really pissed off about that. Yeah, that goes better with the walls.
Yeah.
Okay. And then we can get a chair for the desk.
Yeah.
Furniture. Look at the Bormua couch. That's weird. Okay, office. Armchairs. Now, do you have an armchair style preference here?
Something really simple.
Mm-hmm.
Like SOTI. I mean, I'd love the Starship Enterprise captain's chair there, but
Right.
it's too expensive right now.
We've also got these.
Yeah.
That one might be nice.
Yeah, no, just office chair like that.
Yeah. Do we have a color we want?
Just black.
Black is good. Okay.
You got it. Nope. You got it.
It's very fussy sometimes.
Yeah.
Do we want this light fixture? It's kind of weird.
It is kind of.
I think we should have a light fixture over here.
Yeah.
Or at least maybe a desk lamp or something. Yeah, it's just really big. It's too big for the space. Let's get something better for the light fixture. Installations. No, there's something different. Maybe furniture, lights. Let's see. Ceiling lamps. There we go. I don't want like something that's just a square on the ceiling.
Yeah, circular cool small ceiling lamp.
Or I don't think we want something that hangs too much.
Nah.
Yeah, I think. Let's see, maybe this one. Or the cool ceiling lamp will probably have cooler colors.
Yeah. Oh, there's cooler colors for that. See, I wouldn't be practical and go right for the Enterprise chair on the grounds. That's the Enterprise chair.
Okay, how about black?
Black's perfect.
Okay.
Pink and black is always a good thing.
Let's see. Is that pretty centered? Yeah. And then I think we should have one over here.
Yeah.
There. So now we have 2 lights. And that will look very nice. Thank you very much. There. That'll work. Okay. So we should probably get a bed.
Yep.
A cozy bed.
Yeah.
For this little space. Bedroom. Beds. So they have these like weird panel-y beds. You do not need anything dramatic. It's too small a space.
Infatuation.
A wall bed might be nice.
I was going to say infatuation bed. Yeah, that's basically the Japanese love hotel bed right there.
Infatuation bed. We don't want a big bed. I am thinking just the wall bed. And we can get it in cherry. And the front can be cherry. And the mattress can be blue. And the bedding can be dandelions. I don't want it to be patterns. Lines. We'll just do lines here. Let's do a white mattress. Pillows to match and color. I don't know what that means. What does color mean?
I was going to say the wall bed.
It's the stripe over there.
I feel like the wall bed is like, you ever see you remember the Great Muppet Caper?
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of how I see that one.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
You know?
Do you want to try a different one? We don't have to get this one.
No, I like it.
You like it?
Yeah, I think it's cool.
Okay.
It's also, folds up and creates space.
Mm-hmm. Oh my god. Okay, I have to back up. Back up more, me. Okay. Here, we'll center it on the wall a little bit. Okay. Here, let me... There. There we go, and we can close it. There we go. That's actually quite nice.
Yeah.
It's a good use of space. And we could do a little kitchenette over here. Let's do a little kitchenette. We have plenty of money. We will not run out anytime soon. Decorations. Furniture. Kitchen. So they do have entire kitchen sets. So it's not just pieces.
Yeah. We want like the whole kit and caboodle there.
Right, but it's not going to be... So like these long ones are too long. These ones are better, but they also have a side where you can add on to another piece.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Here, let's do standing cabinets. That's a little bit easier. So it's not a lot of space. I think the 100 centimeters might be the best one.
Yeah, I think we should go with 100 centimeters. All right, see you later, Mac. Thank you.
Bye, Mac. So, yeah. Now, the thing is, there's some pieces that are nicer, but they're individual pieces. So, if we want to do matching wood, we can do that, but we'd have to do individual pieces.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I kind of want to match everything. I feel like
Yeah.
that would look nice.
Makes sense.
So, let's look at the wooden cabinets. Like these ones are nice. Or we can look at sets here. Let's see. Oh, here we go. This is
Oh,
better.
that's the one, yeah. Can we customize the color?
Yes.
Yeah, perfect.
So they don't all have the same colors necessarily. I don't think... Oh, there's cherry. We can make everything look cherry. And we could do black handles for the top. Let's see. Now, do we want... the black marble might be the best choice.
Yeah. Oh, that gray marble is pretty good.
Yeah. That one's granite. Okay, so we've got that one or that one. And we can adjust the sink too.
Yeah.
I think the sink should be black. Maybe that would look good.
Yeah, that looks good.
Okay.
It's nice and industrial.
Right. Okay. Oh, it's too wide.
Oh, what?
Yeah.
Damn it.
Bummer. Okay.
How much room? Does it tell you how much room you've got?
2 meters. Here, let's see. Here, let me...
It's 2 meters. That's too big, you know?
Okay. It doesn't... I don't think there's a way to tell it. Okay. Now, given we can always move this door over,
Just a little bit more, yeah.
but I think we have to sell it and then buy it again. But it would still overlap. So we probably will need to do individual pieces. Standing kitchen sets. Yeah, because that would have been perfect. It's just too wide. Okay. Yeah, these are all 2 meters.
Yeah.
At the minimum. So we've got maybe 150. Here, let's do this. Let's just do black. Handles black. Okay. So, here's what I'm thinking. Okay. And then we could get a piece for the middle.
I say piece for the middle with the sink, with like a sink cutout.
Yeah, we'll be able to add a sink, I believe.
Okay, yeah.
If I recall correctly. And we can move this over. Or we can sell this and get another bigger piece. Here, let's do that. No. Okay. All right. We can try getting another one of these and seeing if that will fit. Perfect.
Yeah, that's perfect.
All right, and then we can get
A sink cutout.
a sink. Back,
Like I say.
kitchen. Other. I think we can get a sink. Maybe we can't get a sink. Damn it. Kitchen. Oh, electronic equipment. So there's cooking, there's other.
You can always search it.
Refrigeration. Yeah. Cooking. Right.
Mountable sink, yeah.
We'll just do sink. Oh, here we go.
This is the one time where you have everything but the kitchen sink? Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so let's put this down here for now. Okay, so we have to get rid of these two. Alright. Now the thing that sucks is when we sell them back, they don't always come back at the same price. Furniture. Kitchen. Standing cabinets. There we go.
There you go.
There we go. That's a nice setup.
That's a nice sink. That's actually a very handsome sink.
Yes. All right. I think we're good for now. Let's stop here. So we're at 10:21. We've got, you know, a nice little setup in this tiny little space. We do have to handle the bathroom at some point because it looks fugly. You know what? I'm just gonna sell everything in the bathroom because it's all bad. We'll be able to find a new toilet. Okay. All right. Well, we'll just hold our pee until next time.
Yeah.
All right. So we've got a nice, cute little place. You know what? Here, I feel like this should face out because of this. So I'm gonna just move this and rearrange. Have you ever slept in a Murphy bed before?
No, I haven't.
They're kind of neat. There we go. Okay, I think that's a little bit better. It's a little less overwhelming. Okay. All right. So let's find somebody to rate before we leave.
Yeah.
Okay. So who is playing what? Who am I following? First of all, I want to find somebody who's, you know, hasn't been streaming for a very long time.
Roy just started.
Roy might be good. No. All right, let's read into Roy. Roy's pretty cool. He just started.
Yep.
Okay. All right.
Oh, and he's playing Final Fantasy 14.
Oh, nice. All right, so we will go ahead and move on. We will say hi to Roy and have a good night, everybody.
And I'll see you guys tomorrow.
Yeah.
We're playing Toy Story. Depending on how that goes, we will play. We'll catch up on Lucky Dime Caper.
Yes. I need to go back to raid. Hang on. Where's Roy? Roy, there you go. Start raid. Alright. Okay, bye everyone.
Bye-bye.
Have a good day. Or not.